Rutgers men's basketball back in action on Friday night, 6:30 p.m. at the Rack live on BTN, hosting Monmouth, who's off to an 0-3 start. This is the game preview. Let's get into a few things. Monmouth, 294th on KenPom. This is still a King Rice coach team, his 14th season, but this is not nearly as good of a program team that they were about several years ago at this point. The last time Rutgers played Monmouth, they lost, and Eddie Jordan canceled the series infamously. So good for Steve Peichel to bring it back on the schedule. This is the last New Jersey team that Rutgers hasn't played under Steve Peichel's tenure. But they're off to an 0-3 start. They were at Michigan State to open the season, lost by 24, 81-57. Lost to Temple on a neutral floor. And Trenton, 103-74. And then just lost on the road on Tuesday at Northern Illinois, who's 307 in KenPom, lost by double figures, 79-66. This is a team that, has decent size. Abdi Bashir is definitely their most potent scorer. He is shooting close to 50% from 2-point range, just 7 of 29 from 3, but he scored 20 points against Michigan State. He also had a solid game, 25 points against Northern Illinois. He was 9 of 21 from the floor. So not the most efficient, but he shoulders the load. He's a 6'7" sophomore. Also, Madison Durr, 6'5" junior. He is high usage rate as well. And then you have the freshman 6'3" guard, Justin Ray. He's scoring at a pretty high clip also. So it's a perimeter-based team. In terms of their big men, they don't have a lot of size. Andrew Ball, sophomore, 6'8". Chris Morgan's a senior, 6'9". Mostly sophomores and juniors on this team. And as a whole, they're shooting really poorly from 2-point range. Is that right? Wow. 31.9% from 2-point range, 359th nationally. That's abysmal. So this is a game that obviously Rutgers should dominate inside. And this is a game that I think we're looking for Rutgers to have 40 minutes of dominant defense. That really would be a step forward for this team. Even in that second half against St. Peter's, which they played much better, they still had far too many defensive lapses for where this team needs to be once the competition really ramps up. So that's going to be key to watch for. They are a very good team from the foul line, so you got to defend without fouling. They're shooting 80.3% from the line this year. They don't turn it over a lot in terms of steals, which is a 6.9 offensive steal rate, 52nd best in the country. They're not good with non-steal turnovers, 313th nationally. That means either committing charges, bad passes, committing violations, 3 seconds, 10-second half court, whatever it may be. So that's something to note for. They do get blocked a ton, 17.6, 342nd nationally. So this is a game Rutgers should certainly really make it very tough for Monmouth to score at the rim. They are just shooting 29% from 3 as a team. I think defensively, their analytics are pretty bad. They're allowing teams to shoot almost 60% from 2, 34.4% from 3. That's above average actually. Well, no, it's about average. And then just in terms of they're not generating any blocks, they're not generating any turnovers. They're getting offensive rebound. Actually, I should have mentioned they are decent. They're at a 33.1% rate. That's something we want to see Rutgers improve on. Give up less than double-digit offensive rebounds. They haven't done that in the first 2 games. And then also just in terms of fouling, this team fouls a lot. Opponents are getting to the free throw line quite a bit against them. And I think really the biggest question for Rutgers in this game, this is a game that really shouldn't be close. KenPom has them winning by 20. Ace Bailey, will he play? I think there's a good chance he will play. And I think if he does, then it's all about getting him into the flow, establishing some rhythm for him on both ends of the floor. Obviously, getting his feet wet defensively and see how he can rim defend against a team that's pretty bad at the rim. But also just on the offense, I think it's going to be key if he does play for Dylan Harper, for Jordan Durkak, for Jermichael Davis, to really Jeremiah Williams, for the guards to create and try to get him in good spots to have some offensive high percentage looks early. If he starts off the game and he's shooting 15 to 25 footers, I think that's going to be tough. Listen, he's Ace Bailey. He could do it. but I would really like to see him get some high percentage looks at the rim early in this game in transition, and get his legs underneath him before he starts shooting longer shots in the offense. I think, can Ace Bailey generate offense within the flow of the half court? I think Rutgers, again, they're averaging over 50%, 56% assist rate right now, which is relatively good. Would like to see that closer to 60%, a little bit over, but not a bad start at all. And I think that that's really the key for this team, just in terms of all the different skill sets, having multiple shooters, multiple guys that can handle the ball, get downhill. Can Rutgers be more cohesive in the half court against, frankly, a team that's not very good on the defensive end? So want to see that type of flow, want to see a dominant defensive performance, want to see this team jump out early, want to see them dominate on the glass in this game. I think just in terms of individuals, seeing them build on what they've done so far. Jordan Durkak's been a Swiss Army knife and just such a catalyst so far, but also players like him, Jeremichael Davis, Jamichael Davis, are they taking shots within the flow of the offense? Are they taking shots that are smart for them? Are they taking open threes? Are they getting to the rim in transition? If both of them are trying to get downhill in the half court, are they finding open teammates? Or are they forcing shots down low? Because I think you want to see what's sustainable in Big Ten play. And I think for both of them, it's more sustainable to, on the bounce, if they're getting downhill, to find open teammates, whether that's shooters in the corners or along the perimeter, finding cutting Ace Bailey. I thought, Dylan Harper did a great job in St. Peter's in terms of cutting to the rim without the ball. We'd like to see more of that out of Ace if he does play in this game. Jeremiah Williams, it's obvious his shoulder's been bothering him. So how does he look in this game? But I think continuing to establish a rhythm. And now if Ace does play, minutes are a little bit different. Shots are a little bit different. Roles are a little bit different. Rutgers really, really, really needs these next 3 games, ideally, before things really ramp up at Feast Week, to kind of reestablish that type of flow. Rutgers has shot really well from 2-point range this season, and that's been super encouraging. Overall, through 2 games, they're shooting 62.5% from 2-point range. That's 34th nationally. They're number 1 in steal rate, meaning that they don't commit turnovers. They're not getting the ball taken away by the opponent. Their block rate's real low too. They are, free throws, I'm not concerned about. They're at a 65% clip right now, but they're much better in game 2. As was Dylan Harper. 3-pointers, they're struggling, 25.6% as a team, 296 nationally. We'd like to see them shoot that better. And also just in terms of their spacing, generate open looks from 3 in this game, whether it's transition, whether it's guards on kickouts. Also just in terms of, but they have the 15th lowest turnover rate in the country. Offensive rebounds, though, has been really bad. Just 19.7% offensive rebounding rate, 337 nationally. So against a far inferior opponent, can you impose your will in the areas that you haven't been good at so far? I think that is a step we're looking for in this game. Consistency on the defensive end. They haven't forced a ton of turnovers, just a 15% turnover rate, 278th nationally, but they've been really good at not fouling right now. They've been good at, in terms of 2-point defense as well, 38.8%. So that bodes well for this game. Honestly, this should not be a close game, but you want to see this team work on things that matter in the long term, building continuity on the floor. Hopefully Ace does play, and that will certainly be exciting for the RAC faithful, but also exciting to see this team at full bore with all the tools and weapons they have. This is something you want to see. And, listen, Monmouth's not going to be intimidated. They've had a tough schedule so far. I just don't think they have the talent or the athleticism to hang with Rutgers in this game in a way that St. Peter's did. By the way, Wagner, who Rutgers beat in the opener by 23, was only down by 3 points at St. John's with 10 minutes to go last night on Wednesday. So that is an interesting comp. I mean, St. John's pulled away, won by 18 or 19. But still, that was a ball game, much more so than it was when Rutgers played Wagner without Ace Bailey. So something to note there. But overall, by the way, the 3 most efficient offensive players on Rutgers so far. Number 1, PJ Hayes, 51st in the country with an offensive rating of 159. That's bonkers. That's not going to keep up, but super efficient player. As well as Lethan Somerville He's at 130, 371st nationally, and then Zach Martini, 128.6, 407 nationally. Martini and Hayes were top 100 efficient players last year on offense, and Somerville looking like that as well. A couple other notable things. Dylan Harper, 15 of 21 from 2-point range so far, 71.4%, just 2 of 10 from 3, just 8 of 14 from the foul line. Want to see him be more consistent with his shot. Want to see him be more of a facilitator at times, generate more assists, just 1 in the last game. Would like to see Egbole have a better performance in this game. He's shown some flashes, more than people want to admit, but he's a far way away, I would say. But can Lathan Somerville build on his strong start and dominate inside? I think he can in this game. And again, guys like Davis and Durkak knowing their role in offense and doing the dirty work on defense. And then Tyson Acuff, can they get him going in the offensive and get him some good looks and get him to knock down some shots, start building some confidence, getting more into rhythm this season. Again, 6:30 Friday night, Rutgers, Monmouth, BTN. Also, Friday, I'll have a full Rutgers football game preview against Maryland with Dave Anderson. We're set for Friday morning. We'll get it out late Friday morning. Stay tuned for that. Appreciate everyone listening and watching once again. I'll have a rapid reaction following Rutgers Monmouth Friday night. And then again, Rutgers, Maryland, Saturday night. Should be a big weekend. Let's go, Rutgers. Thanks so much for listening.